Hey, what's up, you guys? G here. How's everyone doing tonight? Oh, today we've got something different tonight. We've got a Lucid not Upstart, a Lucid update here for you guys. We are gonna be talking about Lucid and what happened today, and then we'll take a look at the chart, and hopefully you guys find value in today's video. Um, if you guys don't mind, just hit the like button for me if you're watching this later, or if you're watching it now, please hit the like button for me. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat below or drop them down in the comments and let me know any other stocks you guys want me to cover. But make sure to subscribe, hit the notification so you guys know when I go live next time. And today we're going to talk about Lucid. It came down to about $8.14. Did end up closing towards the high. I think something happened, not sure what happened. Maybe some news or something, but I do know that earlier in the day we did have a big sell-off, and that's because there's been a lot of bad news on the stock itself. So let's go ahead and get started. Lucid is down almost 37% in just a month, and that's because their back orders have been coming down, the reservations and stuff. So definitely not a good time for the stock right now. It's currently valued at 16.5 billion, including a 2 billion debt on their balance sheet. So it is kind of overvalued still, some people say. And the worst thing is it's expected to burn about $3.4 billion in cash just to produce 7,000 vehicles. So this is just some of the things that we've kind of been talking about a while ago, that we could continue seeing some downside. But the reason that we came down today is because we basically had Elon talk about possibly going bankrupt or something like that, that they wouldn't be here for too much longer. So he tweeted that in a reply, but I'll show you guys that in a bit. Let's talk about a little bit more about the other stuff that I was talking about. So just last month they started announcing like a dip in reservations. So let's just get into that really quick. Where's that, the numbers that I have for you guys? So stock since November has been dropping rapidly, as much as has to do with companies falling reservations. So here's some of the numbers. They reported about 34,000 cars as of November 7th for reservations. So that's almost an 8% drop from their last back order, which they reported back in their earnings. So that's kind of alarming, because we are going a change in economy right now. So a lot of people are starting to panic and go into, or just look at the market and just the economy differently right now, right? So stocks are also being valued a little bit different. Also, this is stuff that we're talking about today. So if you guys have thoughts or comments, just put them in the comments below, and we'll kind of go through those, of course. I'm not the most familiar with Lucid, but I know they've got some stuff that they've been struggling with, so that's probably what I'm gonna highlight tonight. But in short term, Lucid's reservations backlog is basically in a reverse gear since last quarter. They've been coming down, and there's a little bit of FUD, I guess is what people are saying. Elon Musk, this is the FUD that came out. There was a Drive Tesla account. Lucid is also offering customers who ordered a Grand Touring prices up to 10% discount to complete their order. And then Elon was basically saying, I guess we're going to go into the tweet. Well, they are not going to be long for this world. So let me know your thoughts on this. What do you guys think about this? I know some people have invested in this one at higher prices, but maybe there's an opportunity for you guys to sell on a pop or something higher, going higher. Yeah, customers are clearly canceling their Lucid orders, perhaps because of the long wait times for delivery, as competition in the industry heats up. So as you guys know, Lucid is basically in the luxury market, and a lot of the competitors are starting to catch up, like BMW, Mercedes. I wouldn't technically say Tesla's a luxury car, but you know, at the price tag, it is considered a luxury car. So a lot of competition in that market. Even Pulstar is technically a luxury car, even though people don't want to think it's luxury. So there's a lot of people, you know, in that space now, and Lucid, I think, just came a little bit short into the market. As I was showing you guys earlier, they've got plans to produce 7,000 vehicles. 7,000, that's not even a 5-digit number, where a lot of the other competitors, you know, either they may have started behind, but they've got networking, they've got established business, they've got established infrastructure and stuff, as far as like for example, BMW, they've been selling in combustion engines and stuff. So even if it takes them a little bit longer to get their EVs running, they have a working business right now that they can still make revenue and basically live off until they make the full transition. So that's why it makes it a little harder for Lucid, because they don't have any other source of revenue. And I mean, like I showed you guys in this other article, they're expected to do 3.4 billion cash just to get this 7,000 goal. So right now, I believe as of the second half, I think they've got 4,000 vehicles done. So I don't know how you guys are feeling. A lot of people are quiet right now. These are just things that we've kind of talked about a little bit. And, as the economy gets a little bit more tough, people are starting to realize this stuff, and it's really reflecting on some of the price. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. But basically what I was talking about, Elon, he basically sounded these alarms a while ago. I mean, and we've covered some of this stuff in the channel and stuff, but basically his point was, if a lot of these companies don't start finding a way to cut down on their costs and stuff, then they could go boom, basically. So it's true that Lucid's facing several challenges. While its reservations fell last quarter, the company also incurred a huge amount of loss, burning through cash rapidly, and is issuing stock to raise funds. So we did talk about the issuing stock as well. I think that's might be dilution. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember those numbers. They expect to produce 6,000 to 7,000 vehicles this year. So that's about, divided by 4, it's about 2,000 vehicles each quarter. That's 2,000 each quarter. There's 3 months in each quarter, so a little less than 900, I think, right? Or 800, a little less than 800 vehicles each month. Let me do that math real quick. 800 times 12. Oh no, I'm giving them way too much credit. That's 9,600. 7,000 divided by, like, I guess I could have done that by 12. About 600 vehicles. So that's what they're doing each month. So that's not even in the double digits for like comma. There's not a comma there. So yeah, very alarming. And I guess that's just basically what Elon was talking about months ago when stock was like $15, almost $20. So yeah, so it's critical for the company to scale up production right now, not only to gain customers, but also, so they're in a very tough situation because they're burning a lot of cash, and they're trying to meet goals, and now the economy is shifting. And so there's also an article that we're going to cover, but Lucid's actually trying to, call back their customers and their, cancellations and stuff, and they're trying to get them to not do their cancellations and stuff. So I know it sounds like a lot of fun, but it's realistic stuff that people should definitely consider in the investment, right? So recently announced 3 trim lines. They'll also start taking reservations for his first electric SUV. If they can't get this going, their Lucid stuff, it's going to be very hard for them to even pick up the SUV market, right? And I think that's what it says here. If the company fails to win customers now, it could be a very hard time selling its new EVs. Yeah, so I think the SUV market, it's a lot more luxury. It's a bigger market and stuff. But if they can't do something with, a smaller market like the luxury sedan, then it's going to be a hard time, I think. And this is also going to be more expensive, I think, because the Gravity will probably be more expensive, right? So more resources to, develop into that or send it that way. Yeah, if you want to be cautious about Lucid selling it, just because. So there's also that side of it, right? So Lucid and Tesla are technically rivals. So there's that side of, Elon just spreading FUD, right? So there's also that thing that you guys can consider as well. So, because, I think some of the employees from Lucid are actually ex-Tesla employees. So there's definitely that drama there. But you also got to look at some of the fundamentals and stuff, right? So let's look into this next article. This is some of the offerings that we were talking about. So basically, they're doing, well, we talked about the reservations coming down to 3,400. They're doing a 10% discount for customers to reinstate their order, and then an 18,000 discount for employees. So 18,000 from what, like 150,000? That's like, yeah, about a 10%. Oh, well, how much is that? 150 divided by 18,000 divided by 150. Is that, yeah, about 12%. They are doing them pretty good financing rate, 2.8, I guess, in-house financing for ready-made units. And so I guess ready-made units means that they can't really customize their own vehicle, like as far as like some of the features and stuff. Which makes sense because if they just do like a cookie cutter model, right, they can just get out, like ship out and stuff, no customization, that cuts down on time and parts and stuff, and they can just get that thing out. Production goal for 2022, 7,000, cut down from original 14,000. So guidance was cut down in half back in February. We covered that in here in the channel. And then as far as like right now, has only produced 4,000 units this year. So if this is like, I'm not sure when this number got recorded and stuff, but yeah, they're really panicking to try to get this 7,000 unit goal, which, you know, they've already cut down before. So if they don't meet 7,000, it's going to get pretty bad for the price. But I think in the stock price, I think there might be a relief bounce or something. So we'll talk about the chart in just a second too. But how are you guys feeling? How are we feeling? Auto industry. Oh, this is what I wanted to pivot over to. So we talked about how there's legacy manufacturers and stuff, right? Auto industry pivots towards electrification. A lot of those legacy manufacturers are doing that. But the cost to get into these electric vehicles is like very expensive, right? Because a lot of people wanted to rush and start doing this. So demand came up, but limited supply. So that's going to, you know, increase the price in parts and everything, right? So a result if growing material costs, new manufacturing process. So there's also like that curve of learning where you have to actually manufacture and understand how to build these cars, but also like just material costs is going up with such demand. So all that cost, they had to get that back, right? So that's what they did with the price. They bumped up the price tag on the EVs, hoping that they could actually, you know, maybe recoup some of these losses. And so the startup EVs are going to be in a lot more trouble because they don't have any other source of income. So they're basically just having to burn cash. You know, they have to eat up all this margin and stuff that they're taking a hit for. So that's one thing that I wanted to point out, right? So like I was saying earlier, BMW and stuff, they've got a legacy business. So they're still bringing in revenue. I mean, margins aren't great and stuff, but whatever happens on that end doesn't affect their new ambitious goals to the EV side. And so they have a sustaining business, whereas Lucid is just, you know, having to get through this hard time. And that's what startups are, right? They have to, you know, keep their head down and just look forward and keep pushing, just to get to like the end of the road and be able to become profitable or get to a state where they can at least not be burning 3.4 billion each year or something. So that's something I wanted to definitely point out. So EV startup manufacturers are largely betting on different demographics. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. I guess just different regions, which is one thing that Lucid does have, right? So they have the Saudi Arabia market that they're really trying to penetrate. And they do have a lot of their factories trying to get those things up and running, from what I've read. So that definitely will help them scale their production and stuff. But the other side of this is being able to maintain these reservations, right? So like we said, they are trying to get customers back or keep them from canceling their orders. There can only be so many 100,000 vehicles. And Lucid Motors just jumped into the luxury bandwagon a few years too late. At least that's what it looks like. Continues to move slowly through its backlog of 34,000. Slow enough that the company appears hungry for cash now, as it offers discounts to customers who previously abandoned orders. So just, you know, kind of all circling back and all tying all this stuff together, it's a very tough economy. It's a very tough market right now for Lucid. Yeah, so I think that makes sense, right? Like I was saying, there's only so many people that can actually buy a 100,000 vehicle. The luxury EV is BMW, Mercedes, some of these others, and it's going to be hard to compete in that. So I think that was all I had on this one. They are talking about the emails and stuff, but I've got a better article on that. Yeah, we talked about the discounts and stuff. So they're really hungry to try to keep customers and try to get these goals done by 2022. This is the other thing I was reading earlier, is the company continues ramping up production at its factory and construction of its Saudi Arabia plant. The rate of delivery should exponentially start coming in, and they could meet their 3.2 billion estimate revenue goal. But also, again, that kind of, you know, hinges on the 34,000 current orders that they supposedly have reserved. But if, you know, people start cutting back on those or canceling, then they might have trouble meeting these goals here. So let me show you guys. There's an email out there, or not an email, but there was a good, decent, reportedly having a rough time. There was an article out there, subject of Business Insider article, that cited internal emails describing an aggressive approach to stem cancellations for the Lucid electric sedan. So this is coming from a Lucid employee. Every cancellation is a failure. Read an email sent to Lucid retail employees and laid out a process to save these employees, or to save these orders and stuff. The process include potentially barraging customers with phone calls from employees for as long as 2 weeks before finally canceling their order. So facing serious problems with the supply, logistics forced the company to twice revise their production targets. So we covered most of that there. And yeah, if you guys want to click on this Business Insider, it's going to be locked for me, but they were saying they were calling people up to 14 times not to do their cancellation. Also, I was reading that it said here that the employees are going to work throughout the holiday years, which is just crazy. I mean, I guess it's part of the business, but I'm not sure if they're going to be, I don't know. That's just brutal, I think. There's one other thing I wanted to show you guys, and I want to know your thoughts. Do you guys think Elon is just spreading FUD? Is he just spreading FUD about the competition, or do you guys think these are serious concerns? Let me know in the comments below. Would love to hear your thoughts on that. It's taking a big hit. So yeah, this is what happened today. Tesla, or Elon, tweeted out the stock opened up red, but at the end of the day, it ended up running up. So let's take a look at the charts if you guys want to take a look at that. But yeah, this is the tweet, not long from this world. So yeah, let's go look at the charts. Actually, yeah, I'm looking at SPY real quick. If you guys want me to cover SPY, I can do that at the end of the video as well. Let's quickly look at Lucid. This is actually the last time we talked about Lucid. I think we were talking about this on the 1 hour, and we were talking about we have a downtrend here, and if we could get above, what was it, like 10.20, 10.15, then we could possibly run up, feel around, maybe even up to $11. But it looks like on the daily, it never closed above this level. So after that came the big rejection, right? So I know we were talking about this around here, but the market really never, or the stock never closed above on the daily up above here. So just not enough buying pressure there. And just when the market started coming down, obviously this kind of followed. So let's take a look at possible strong resistance and supports, because I do think this is pretty oversold right now. And I'm just going to add some resistance there that might even match up to our previous. So yeah, this is going to be our big level of resistance up here in like 960, I would say. Right now it is looking like we are finding a short-term bottom, I would say. If you can see, we closed green here, and this is the wick, the long wick here. We came down to 820, and there was a lot of buyers that came in, whether it's short sellers, whether it's retail adding more to their position. There was some strength today, at least towards the end, so we can show you guys that. And so what happened is on the last hour, we came from 814 all the way up to 864, 63. Actually closed at 68. So I think short term we could, if we can hold this level up here, which is like 860, I think we can continue going up to like maybe 950, 960. So that's the short term. You can also see there's bullish momentum on the 1 hour, and then the MACD has crossed over the signal, so that is also bullish for me also. So I think in the short term we can possibly run up to 960, and really maybe what I need to do is give us the range now, because we have that level up there, but this is going to be the range here. I think this is the range that we need to get above. So I think that's what we're looking for, towards like 950, 960. What else can I tell you guys right now? Other than that, we don't really, I guess we can add the resistance and supports. So let's go to auto trend, and we can actually do that really quick. Let me get rid of that. We're gonna add some auto trends real quick, and then we can get a better idea of where we can sell out or possibly find some resistance. So it looks like we have a new resistance a downtrend resistance here. So that's what we're marking out right now, something like that. And let's go ahead and do this really quick. All right, so from what I gathered real quick off of those two resistance is we have a big downtrend resistance that we're trying to break above. And like I said, this is going to be our goal or target, 960 up to maybe possibly $10. If we can reclaim this level, then I think there could be some short-term bullishness, and then we can work our way back up to the higher levels of 11. Really like dollar increments, I would say, 960 all the way up to 10, 11. But short term, if we can get above this downtrend resistance, then we have potentially a short-term uptrend, I would say. And the only reason I say that's because we are closing towards the high of previous closes. So this is, what was it? Like I said, Thursday and Wednesday, I would think. Dang, but yeah, this isn't a downtrend right now, and basically that's what we're trying to fight above, and then hopefully going up to that level. MACD also does look like it's about to cross, so if we can get the MACD to cross the signal, then that could be bullish as well. And this is on the daily, so it does have more significance. And then you can also see the bearish momentum is going up, so there is possibly a reversal coming if we can get above some of these downtrend resistances that we have, mainly this one that we just marked out. So it does look bullish. It depends on what we can get done in this coming week, I would say. So how's everybody feeling? I think that's all I have for today's video. Didn't mean to make this one too long. I do want to cover Polestar. I think there's some people that wanted to know about Polestar. If you guys aren't, I'm sure you guys are both invested in both of these. I'm only invested in this one, so maybe that's why it comes off as FUD. But I think this one has some more downside too, honestly. So we talked about this one. We were talking about a downtrend and then possibly retesting this range here from $6 to $6.30, and it honestly came up to those targets. I mean, I'm not a mathematician, but it did do pretty close to our targets there, and then we got rejected. Now what we're looking at is this downtrend here, and then this ascending support. So I'm thinking if we get rejected down on this trend, we're gonna probably come down to like 530, 540, around this range right here, and not instantaneously fill the gap, but we could if we break the ascending support, right? So I think we'll probably, if we don't break up above this, which is one of our goals, so we can get the inverse head and shoulders, if we don't break above that downtrend, then we probably come down to this ascending support, which, like I said, is 540, 550, somewhere around here, 530, 550, around here. And if we fail to hold this support, so come down, then we're probably going to fill the gap entirely at that point, right? So anyway, I'll do a full video on Polestar later this week, but that's just a short term. I know some people were messaging me about it coming back down under 6 and stuff. It did close above it, but we really need next week to confirm if we can get up, because technically we didn't hold this level, honestly. We closed right at it, so it's hard to figure out where we're at with it. But let me run back through Lucid to make sure we've gathered everything I want to talk about. So quick breakdown. What do we have? We have possibly a short-term bottom. We have the downtrend resistance we're trying to break above. Our first target would probably be like 960 up to like $10. And if we can reclaim that, obviously this is going to be a hard trend to break out of, and shorts and stuff might pile on. But if there's some sort of breakout comeback, then we can continue going upwards to $11 basically. And then, like I said, not here, we do have short-term bullish momentum, like I said, but on the daily we are making higher momentum, like or we are trying to change our trend, right? So basically bearish, but it's getting less bearish. So this could technically be like a bullish divergence. Does that make sense? So this, we got price going down, we've got momentum going up, so this would be a bullish divergence, I would think. So we'll see how it works or how it reacts at this level there, and we'll go from there. We'll also watch the MACD to see if we can cross over possibly So like example right here, we cross over the MACD and we did have a short-term uptrend, which was actually, what was it, like maybe 20% move. So maybe let's just say like a 15% move from here. About 15, yeah, about 15. It would get back up to that level that we're talking about. So that kind of makes sense. Anyway, I hope you guys found value in today's video. And if you guys did, please hit the like button. Those will be some of the levels I watch. And I think that's it. I know it sounds kind of alarming and stuff. But let me know your thoughts on a lot of this stuff that I was talking about today. Yep, that's it, guys. I hope you guys have a great one. Have a great weekend. I will do some stock market update videos. I'll do a Pulstar video, hopefully. We'll just see what comes up, what news comes out, and then we'll go from there. If there's any other stocks you guys want me to cover, put those in the comments for me, please. And if you don't mind, hit the like button for me. You guys have a great weekend. Signing out. Peace.